How you doing, guys? Hi, Donald and John. Oh, got on my oh boy, this is hard to say. Van Cleef and Arpels RDC at Del E Air Derriere. Okie doke. What I what I'd like to talk about today some more is sort of getting set up for hi Javier, how you doing? Yeah, happy Merry Christmas to you too, and Happy New Year to everybody. Coming up, getting out of 2020 will be a great trip. How many of you guys? We talked about this a little this morning, but do any of you got your movement? Keep at this. Have any of you got your movement yet? One of the things about the 2892 and similar movements, or I should say equivalent movements, is the fact that they have a, let's see if I can show it up here a little closer. They have a month ring around it. And so all of the 31 days are around the sides of it, sort of a ring like that. Now, this is the first watch I worked on with a date and also all center seconds. I mean, center hours, center minutes, and center seconds. And so everything, I don't know if you can see it or not. Let me see if we can put it up here like that. See a little post in the middle? The hour hand goes on first, and then the minute hand, and then on top of that is the second hand. There may be another gearing that you have to put in there too. So if there is, take a look. Now this is, instead of getting the ETA 2892 A2, I got this one. I think it was maybe a little more, but not much more in terms of cost. This is a Soprod A2, and I got it from a guy in Switzerland. And I got the case along with it. And so I'm hoping that they'll all go together. But one of the things that was important about this movement, let me see if I can sort of have it up against something solid here so you can see it a little better. Yeah. See how thin that sucker is? So very, very thin. Let me try this. This has got a dark background to it. It's a very thin movement. And when you compare it to a lot of other ones, like the 28, I think it's called the 2824, you'll find them to be a little fatter, even though that's a lot of the other aspects of it the same size. So this is going to be fun. Okie doke. Let's see. No, I'm caught up with 2 7750s in the process. That's okay. Too much to chew already. All right. Any news from Clive? Clyde is okay. He ran into he got sick for a while, but he's all right now. So in fact, he was here this morning. I hope he comes today because he helps me keep track of the time. Tells me when I'm in trouble with stuff. But Clyde's okay, and thanks for asking. Okay, so let's talk about this some. One of the things I'm going to put together a little video for setting up your area that you're going to be working in, and what I'm going to start doing. I've been pretty loosey-goosey about handling movements and stuff, and the thing of it is that you don't want to get any, you don't want to put fingerprints and all kinds of, you have a lot of oils and different kinds of things when you touch things. Some people more so than others. And what you want for your movement is you want to keep it dust free, and you want to keep it as much as possible hand free. Now, I can little vice. It's a little movement vice, and one side is which let me see if I can do that. Yeah, this This other side is for like a 6492, is for like a 2892. And so they're 64, what would that be? 6497, 98 for the smaller size. So anyway, that's one of the things that you might want to add to your toolkit. That's sort of like I sort of treating that as more of an environmental thing, because you don't work on the watch, you hold the watch with it, but I guess it would count. The other thing too that we had talked about earlier, I think it's important, is when you work on something, you don't want to hurry it, okay? So what I do is simply, this is something that you can just get one of these. You don't have to put this in it. This is a cushion for you put your movement, or not your movement, but your case in here. Now, when you start putting your watch into your case, you don't want to put it down on some hard surface and scratch it. And so this you can put in here. I like this. I also sort of put them together like that, and you got them a little higher for working on them. And then when you're finished for the day, you just put the this like a little bell jar on. I got these things from Amazon. They're not expensive, and I think they're good to have. You also might want to get some parts trays. I'll show you the parts tray, but the ones I have, apparently they don't make anymore, because I couldn't find them. They're just, anything can use. A friend of mine who's into, what are they called? The printing, where what's it called? You print out objects instead of paper. What's that called? That kind of printing where you put, it's buffering, doggone it. That's what it did earlier today. It's okay now, great. What I was hoping that I didn't have to do was to restart it, and I did. 3D printer. That's what I'm thinking of, Donald. Thank you. And what he did, he made it. I don't know if any of you play around with a 3D printer, but making a little parts tray where you have a lot of little cubby holes in case you want to put things. When you're making a watch, like we're doing, and you have the movement, you have the case, you have the dial, you have the hands, you only need like 4 or 5 little cubby holes, because there aren't that many parts. On the other hand, if you're taking it apart, then you need something with a lot more cubby holes and stuff. The one of the big things, I think, is to plan and sort of rehearse what you're doing. And that may sound funny, but there are a lot of videos around that show people doing different things. Look at those. I mean, it's like, okay, here's how to do this and here's how to do that. I'm going to have a little video sort of on setting things up for next time. And then when we start putting it together, I'll try to have that too. Hey, Matthew, how you doing, man? So anyway, so that's one of the things that I think is going to be important. Yeah, how many of you have ever made a watch before? John, you were working on your 7750 chronograph. Whew. That's the 7750 is a very nice movement, by the way, too. It really is a really good one. Are new movements already lubricated? Good question. What my understanding is, the ones, I think if you get an ETA or you get like I did, a Soprod or one of those, they're already lubricated. You have to worry about it. I read a thing, though, at one time. Hi, Mark. I was reading a thing one time where, what was it? The Siegel movements weren't pre-lubricated. Now, you can build something using an unlubricated movement, and and it'll be okay for a while. If you get an unlubricated one, you probably at some point should learn how to go about lubricating it. Okay, if you put it together, put it in a case and forget about it, you may run into problems sooner than later. And because it's not lubricated, you can take a look at it, but lubrication is not something you should do unless you know what you're doing. And it's not rocket science. It's simply the biggest problem with lubrication is over lubing it. And if you over lube it, you have to take it all apart, clean it off, and put it back together. Well, it's not exactly like that, Johnny. Running a car without oil. I mean, I guess you're right in one way. It'll work for a while before it burns up. Watches will take a little longer. See, that was one of the nice things about the 24, 96, 97. That thing was only running at 2.5 hertz. And so you don't have the same speed. These are running at the ones we're working on are all running at 4 hertz. So yeah, but you know, you want to the lubrication, you have these, oh boy. I'm going to try to get this for you, for everybody. I got one for myself. It used to be, if you went to eta.ch, that's a Swiss place. If you went there and then you picked out ETA 2892A2, and then you went to another place to sort of follow this, they would give you all of that information. All of that was available. And then they cut it out. They quit doing it after they, I guess they stopped selling it to other people, so they quit doing it. But I was able to get my mitts on one, and I'll see about getting it out to anyone who wants to see it. And they have the lubrication. They have the type of lube that you use. Some are light, some are heavy, but you got to use the right ones in the right place. And we're not talking about even a drop. If you've ever lubed it before, you put it. They have a little special applicator. It looks like a needle, and you take the needle and you put it on top of the jewel where the lubrication goes, and so you don't need a lot of lubrication on those things. So anyway, the other thing that is, I think, important for you to do, and I got a couple here. I'll use one of the other ones. This is my case, right? I got the case from the same guy that I got the movement from. And assuming that if anything goes wrong, I can always say, hey, look, you sold me the two. Oh, geez. Hang on a second. There you go. Okay. This is a 6498. And what you should get is one of these little plastic containers. And until you have a dust-proof place to put it, keep it in these little containers. Mine is, this particular one is, yeah, here's the front of it, and here's the back. Now, one of the things that you can do within these cases is you simply wind it up using this, and these are always sticking out, you know, for different sizes, and we'll trim those down. But you wind it up, you put it in your time grapher, and you see how it's doing. Now, for the one that I have here, and like I said, I can handle it by, if I only hold the this part, I can handle it. What I would do, I would take this, put it back in this little plastic case. Let me see. Here it is right here. This is the one that I have for it. And so I'll just put it back in here and close it up, wind it up, put it in my time grapher, and I'll have to take a look. Let me see if I can show you guys something real quick. If you got a second here, let me put these on. What you do with these guys, you put them on your opposite hand, like this. Yeah. See if I can see if this works like that. Yeah, I'm going to see if I can. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but what I'm going to do is to take a quick look here and check out the. I have another one I could put in my glasses, but okay, we're in luck. This has got what is called a curb regulator. And a curb regulator is, let me see if I got it right here. Well, you can't see it very well. I'll do it when I have the thing, take a picture of it. Your curb regulator, you'll either have a, like the regulator stick, and you can just take a piece of wood or a toothpick or a pegwood stick or something like that. And if it's too fast, then you push it one way. If it's too fast, just minus to slow it down. If it's too slow, you push it toward the plus to speed it up. And if you do that before you case it up, then you got a really well-timed watch at that point. And so that's another thing that's nice about this particular movement that we're dealing with. Oh, it's buffering again. Okay. Did you get the German case? Donald, no, I was going to get the German case, the 39 millimeter. And instead of getting it, I got the one from it was Swiss. I think it's a Swiss case. And I haven't even taken it out of the protective wrapping yet. I'll do that when I start working on it. Hi, Clyde. Someone was just asking how you're doing. In case anyone's wondering, I really have nothing productive to add to a live stream like this, so I hang back and just watch. Oh, okay. So Clyde is back, and you will remind me when it's frying pan time, I hope. Okay. Like running okay, let's see what's going on. Okay, you got the German case? No, but it cost about the same as the German case. The German case at 39 millimeters, I really liked a lot. And if somebody gets that one, let me know, because I'd like to see how it works out. This one, I think I'm not gonna have to worry about the fit. I've run into that problem before, is that I'll get this, the size of the dial is too big. And so, I run into a deal with that. It happens a lot. I think the popularity of the 6498, etc., is such because it's nice and big. It's easy to work with. And on this thing, God, there we go. Here, this one, that's something else. One of these, this is just a regular Sherlock Holmes kind of magnifying glass, is handy. And then, of course, you want to have a loop. By the way, too, I think I did recommend that a 4X loop and a 10X loop is all you're going to need for most of the stuff. If you're going to only get one, I'd get a 4 or 5X. I wouldn't get anything bigger than that. And you can pop it. They have the one of the things that you can do with it is pop it on one of those wires and wear it on your head. And people think you're, Philippe Dufour or something like that. Honest, they really will. Whoops, let me get this guy up like here. And then this, something like that, you just put it up there like that. I have another one that was really a good one. This one is okay, but it's not that good. But then you can just pop it down like this, and you can take a look. Another thing too, I think I talked about this morning. I may have talked about it another time. One of the things that I use more than anything else is, this is a lamp that also has a magnifying glass in it. These are super handy. And the size of screws and everything else that you're going to be dealing with are very small. And so having good light really helps a lot. Hey, Kevin. Oh, Grantham, England. Great, thank you. Yeah, God, poor England. You guys are really, you know, the UK, everybody's banning the UK. It was like, most of the other places already have this new strain apparently that that you catch it a lot easier with, and so but they decided, well, we'll block them anyway. It's okay. And who gets it? UK is having a rough time this year. I shouldn't be laughing. Like the US isn't exactly doing too hot either. I think that we have a higher rate of infections in India. India is 3 times the size of the US, and yet they're doing a better job than we are in keeping people from getting the crud. Hi, dear Alter Aichi King. How you doing, man? Amatais Band, how you doing? UK is the new China. Oh, man. Poor guys. I really feel bad. I mean, you know, I think if you had to ban anybody, it ought to be us, because there's very poor leadership when it comes to this. And it's not a political statement. It's simply a fact. And so anyway, we're on our own. Take care of yourself. While watching you, the new strain is now in Canada. I knew it. See, those Canadians are so nice. They'll welcome anybody. And everybody likes Canadians. But, you know, Americans, not so much. Maybe the thing goes, I don't want to go there. I got enough problems. Keep the strain out of here. Should also poop in the street now. Here now, let's see. The disruption with AT&T due to the Nashville bombing has been causing problems. Oh my God! Yeah, it's not. You know, this is why I dare not say what next, because something next will come along. And that AT&T bombing, this guy, I think they already know who he is, or if he's in tiny little pieces scattered all over the place. But it's like, you know, when I was in college back when they were having the Vietnam War protests and all of the protests and stuff, next to our apartment, somebody dynamited a phone booth. And we thought that was a protest. It turned out it wasn't the protest at all. They had lost their dime. It wouldn't give them back their money after a bad call. So they blew it up and blamed it on a revolution. A lot of funny stuff like that happens. You know, somebody could have had you know, God knows what it is. I guess we'll find out. Oh, man. Okay, Canada welcomes anything death. Poor Canada. I love Canada. But the people are so nice. After they say come here, we'll pass. Oh, man. We call Angel Posse lamps. What are those? We are stuffed. Yeah, poor guys. We're not any better off. It's sort of like, man, we got just crazy stuff. We had unfortunately, it's not funny. The other day, we had a real good friend. We knew her very well. And yeah, she wasn't feeling so well. She went to the hospital and died. Just boom. And so I've been freaking out. My wife and I both have been doubled up on masks, and now we got one of those shields and everything. I just, you know, as soon as I get my shot, I'll be a lot better. And I hope everybody else gets theirs pretty soon too, because man, it's just nuts. Oh man, couldn't believe my eyes that Canada purposely let even the sick people coughing all over the place with no questions asked. I don't know. I got, yeah, they got, I don't know what it was. Arabia Felix, we wish you the same. Was Arabia Felix okay? Hello, Merry Christmas. Oh, hey, thanks, Al. Good to see you. Okay, I don't mean to get off the subject on this thing. It's hard not to sometimes, because it's affected the watch market so much. One of the questions that somebody had earlier this morning, and they said, "Do you think this is going to, after the pandemic, things will change?" And I think they're not going to go back to normal for a lot of reasons. One of the just like little things up here up north in New England, and I know you don't have them in California, a lot of other places, but we got snow days. And kids depend on snow days. They love to get their snow days. But now what's happening? They had some snow days and they said, okay, we're going remote. So even the kids that are starting to go back to school, snow day, don't come to school, we just do it remote. And so they get onto Zoom or something. There was this little girl who was interviewed and she was one of these kid honest things. And they were talking about going back to school and seeing all of her friends and everything. And she was really excited about that. But then she said, well, they won't let us go back and we have to use that poopy Zoom. I thought, boy, that's a good way to describe it. Okay, all right. Kevin, now you're leading the world. You mean you beat us? It's usually the US will screw it up quicker than anybody. Why do you guys insist on? I don't know. We're not spitting on anybody. Oh, ow! Jesus. Okie doke. What's your opinion about Kadoki skeletons? Not a big fan of. Well, there's sort of the thing. If you're going to do it, is do it like Marco Lang did. You got one side and you have a regular watch face. You flip it over and you've got all of the open. What do they call that? An open face. But to tell you the truth, I like looking at movements, and especially something like by Marco Lang. But I for some reason, the whole skeleton thing is very hard to tell the time with it. And, what's the point? It's better to have a watch I can flip over and see everything I want. This is a great example of that because the case and the movement fit each other so well. You can see that. You have and then you have a really thin kind of thing here. And so, I like to look at that. But it's really hard to see stuff when you're, when you have all of your movements, your gears, and your whirligigs going on, and you're trying to tell the time. I like it when I have a watch. I like to be able to tell the time. One thing I learned about this one with the retrograde minutes is that you have to sort of think about things in a different way. And so if you have an hour, you sort of look at it, how close it's going to the top and stuff. And it's sort of fun, really. It's a different kind of thing. No schools here are remote, never open them. And that's why we have less than 20 cases in my city. Wow, that's really good. Connecticut, we're back. I think the highest we got was right around 7%, and now we're back down to 5%. Connecticut's been pretty good about it. It really has. And that's why when somebody gets it and dies, we're just freaked out. But it's, hey, Al, you're from Jeddah? I love Jeddah. I was in Jeddah some years ago. I like Jeddah a lot. I have a friend who works in Saudi Arabia, and he's been home because he can't go back. Okay, the open heart are a bit better for legibility. Yeah, some are, John. I agree. I agree with that. Okay, Clyde, thank you very much. It's frying pan time. But anyway, one last thing I wanted to say. What would you guys think of this? Now, one of the reasons that we had to sort of cut back on, sort of put it off until after the pandemic with the thing that we were doing with Agenor is just because of the pandemic. It was just too hard and stuff, and we didn't know this, that, and the other thing. One of the things I was told is that they were saying, well, we were making this, and what we could do, we were thinking of a special gift for these guys who helped us out, and we're going to make something for them. And I thought, well, why don't we do that? Simply say, hey, guys, look, why don't you make some extra ones, and we'll buy them from you, and you're going to give it away, to people who helped you out. And so this would sort of be a double help for you.
Anyway, that's just an idea. So let me know what you think, okay? You guys, hey, Mark, sorry, missed you. We got it. Just for you, Mark, we recorded it though. So wait about an hour and get the whole recording. Everybody, like, be super safe. And I'll be having that little vest pocket video up about getting your stage set. And so until next time, stay safe, and we'll see you then.